Alright, I'm going to start off with the melted Matchbox holder car case car holder, carry case. I'm not sure what year, but it's one of the ones that I've had and got a couple cars on it. And we're gonna go through a couple of them and see Bandito. Bandito is AFX car. Actually, that's a Thunderjet, actually. That's a vibrator car. Vibrator car runs on a little doorbell buzzer style motor, and it makes the thing go up and down, and it moves that gear right there. These are really, really cool. These are on the average of 100 or more per car in running condition and not broken anywhere. If you look, I've probably got a little piece of paper on everything that says value and what the part number was. Let's see if we can see this enough to tell. Alright, being a pain. What's this? Aurora Vibrator Jaguar XK140. $130 to $165 for that car in like perfect shape running. Let's see, I got a couple different vibrator cars, but in different states of whether they run or not. I got a little piece of paper that tells pretty much value on everything. This one, as you can see, doesn't have all the parts and pieces to it, so that one needs to be fixed still. Same thing with this one. This one is a Thunderjet. Thunderjets run with a screw in the front, a screw in the back. These were the version after these guys, model motoring. Yeah. AFX car, 429 Mercury. As you can see, need to put some parts and pieces on that and get it back together. That is a Thunderjet 500. This is a vibrator car again. You can tell it needs parts and pieces. Some of these parts and pieces are sort of expensive, but when you look at what the cars go for, this one $130 to $298. Of course, you can see this one looks like it's missing parts, pieces, and she definitely was played with. Got another Thunderjet. Thunderjet that needs some parts and pieces still. You can tell that's missing what I call skates, but they're called pickups. We got vibrator, $150 for the Mercedes 300 SL, which you can tell somebody took a knife to it and made the wheel wells fit those big tires, which kind of took the value kind of down. If I remember, this car runs. Had more hands, I'd try to hit it with a battery, but we're just going to try to get through some cars what I got. We might play with some of these in another video somewhere. Until that one's a Thunderjet. Thunderbird. 120, 150 on the Evil Bay. Screw in the front, screw in the back. Chassis number 10. Watch out for chassis number 4, you guys. We have, I'm going to say Mack truck. Yeah, Freightliner maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just going to say, we're going to have box truck. This one goes with, I got another truck over here that's, this is a Thunderjet though. And I got a couple more over here. Everybody loves the bugs. I say slug bug. Slug bug. That's a AFX car. AFX cars, you can see usually these snap on at the sides. There's no screws front or back. And it'll usually say AFX on the back and normally say made in Singapore on the bottom of it somewhere. It's a Darta car. We're not going to get into that. That's a Sizzler, which you can see every Sizzler that come from 1969, 1970, somewhere in that general area. Redline tires or not, they all corrode. They blow out the battery. They're cool to have. That's just a car I was going to make a slot car out of. This was one of my Redline from when I was a kid. Redline. This one is Tyco car. I'm going to say just a Tyco car, but it's still cool. If you notice, the tires are still nice and soft. I've pretty much changed any of the cars that run. And you got to put tires on it if you want it to go anywhere. If you don't do anything, it'll just sit there and spin. Another vibrator car, if I remember correctly. This chassis was pretty close to just needing tires and a body, which I didn't figure out what I was going to do with that one yet. That one is what they call slotless car, or a TCR, Total Racing Control. This is what we would chop down and make into a slot car. You add a slot to the front here and chop this little bumper off and make it fit into a Matchbox or a Hot Wheels body. I've done a couple different conversions. I think I got one somewhere, but I don't know if it's close by in this box or not. There's another Hot Wheels Sizzler. As I said, every one that I've ever opened, and they're simple to open. You just got to take that little piece of wax that's on the front nose that goes through here off. But any of them you're going to find are always corroded. Blown out the battery. That's one of the batteries for these guys. That's a long battery Sizzler. That one was probably a nothing. Sizzler that I had here, $70 price tag on it, I think I got. 170 to 120. I had a $50 price tag on it, but that's definitely a Redline, probably a 69 or a 70. I'm not going to get into that too much right now. We're going to see if I get any more slot cars for. See, everything else in here is going to be just some really cool cars. Some of the older Hot Wheels Matchboxes. Cars that I usually take to the flea market with me. I go out and sell some stuff here and there almost every Sunday. This car here used to be a slotless, a TCR. I took this car and made it into a slotted car. So if you want to see this, that's what I did. I just put a slot on it. Because this car, the TCR, was one of the worst designs. You can take a Lionel, you can take a whoever else made a slotless car, Hot Wheels. They all suck. They don't work the way they're supposed to. Just put a slot on it and throw it on a car track. You'll have much more fun than trying to play with the TCR, believe me. My Corvette from when I was a kid, Redline Hot Wheels. Actually found that hood in a different box in somebody else's box full of cars and toys, and I said, man, that's my hood, and I just knew it was, so I paid $1 for it and got it. Always got issues with these guys. Sometimes you just may have to take them apart to make them into something. That's probably part of the heavyweights, which were part of the Redline truck type thing. There's a couple different parts and pieces and stuff. We're going to get out of here real quick. That's enough of this. We got a couple different Tyco car. Very cool. I think this one, if I remember, does run AFX. Very cool car, because it doesn't, if you look, the chassis doesn't have its own wheels. The chassis has its own wheels compared to how almost every other car is made. I want to say this is probably a Marx, if I'm not mistaken, but it could be an old Aurora or a Tyco. Somebody can probably correct me if they want. If you press the button, you got a starting flag. It still works, and it's probably 60 or more years old. Keep that in my Hot Wheels box. This thing I just got, this is one of the U.S. Trucking. You guys may have seen my video on U.S. Trucking. The U.S. Trucking semi box dump, whatever you want to call it, has the longer pickups. She definitely runs good. Tires are good. I have in this box some parts and pieces. This is one of my, I'm trying to get this one fixed. I've gone through a lot of my chassis, try to get it fixed, but this is an Aurora Batmobile. I need the cowl, what do you call it, fairing, bubble, windshield, wind cowl, 1,000 different names. I got some different parts and pieces in here. Another body for kind of broken, but it's still a body. You might be able to do something with it if one of these days, especially with people with 3D printers now. I got some chassis, another body, 32 Ford, if I remember, 32 Ford. And some different chassis. Remember, what did I say about the number 4? That's right. Stay away from number 4. Or it might just be a Jenks car, you never know. Okay, you got AFX, runs, tires are good. I had a price tag $40. You got a lot of different bodies. These are in this row right here. These are all the model motoring ones that when you put it on the vibrator or the Thunderjet, these are somewhere between 100 or more a piece. Some of them are just played with condition and they've seen better days because little Billy set it on fire or put a M80 underneath it and blew it up to the sky. But I could still maybe do something with it or put it in the junkyard kind of thing. I got the Thunderjet van. All of these are just chassis. I've had the Monroe body. I did some custom with that one. I put a carbon fiber sticker on the front and the back like that. It doesn't look perfect, but it kind of looks cool. So it's definitely a little bit of a custom, but that's just a snap on the side. It's a regular Tyco car, I'm going to call it. Just an AFX or a AFX car, just a Tyco car. Snap on the side, snap on the side. Very cool body. Of course, when they get played with, they lose parts and they break parts, and then some of the bigger kids think, oh, I can put these big tires on here, and then they cut the body and they make it worth way less. I think I've had a few different cars where I've had them some of these cars were on a body and running before. That's all I'm going to say. I got a bag full of chassis. It's great fun. You go through and try to get something fixed and try to make a car work. Great fun to do something like that in the wintertime when there's really nothing to do besides shovel snow if you live in a cold state. I got the Boy Wonder and Batman. This is Johnny Lightning Thunderjet 500. I'm going to say it probably wasn't a whole lot of money because this car, $15 when it was made. I never opened it or anything, looked at it, besides looked at it pretty much, but it's never been out of the box or the way it came to me. The Johnny Lightning. O2 Playing Mantis. Playing Mantis. Alright, I got one more car here, which is this guy. And it's in the wrong box, of course. I've had a guy that was selling a peace tank, but he was not willing to play trades with me. I told him, look at my stuff and see what you want to trade, but he didn't want to play. So anyhow, long story short, I got an AFX box for the peace tank. And I got that car in that box. And besides that, I'm going to say we're just going to look at, I got this little box with some parts, and believe it or not, you say, man, tires, rims, gears, magnets, skates, pick up a couple different motors. You look inside here, that's an armature, there's gears, there's springs, there's body hold downs, and you know what? There's some more magnets and some pinions and some tires. You don't have enough parts and pieces to fix all the chassis that I got just because of how sweet it is. You gotta have different parts for different cars. But that's pretty much just AFX box, which I really love. This thing's been around, what they call a pit case. All the chassis I had inside of this box, and they're all gonna go back in. So that's it for now. I'm gonna get to some more. I got a bunch of them on the wall in my little mirror cabinet. We're gonna take them out and look at them next video maybe. Thanks, you guys. Slide on. Check out Facebook, Slot Car Misfits. Good group. Thanks.